I want you guys to understand that parental alienation is a real thing. And some professions don't like to use those terms. I'm using them because that's what y'all are familiar with, and it's a real thing, regardless of what you want to call it, right? Like parental alienation, where one parent is intentionally taking action, disrupt or completely destroy the relationship between a child and the other parent. That's what I'm referring to, okay? For those of you who are unclear. And I need you to understand, specifically if you're in a position right now where you feel like your child is being alienated, and if you have been going through a time period where your child all of a sudden doesn't want to come with you, all of a sudden is afraid of you, all of a sudden has all these negative things to say about you, I want you to understand that, one, manipulation is a real thing, right? And you may not think that your 12 or 13-year-old can be manipulated, or your 9 or your 10-year-old or whatever. But the reality is, if the other parent is tricky enough, if their mindset is messed up enough, they can be. And during that time period, one, we'll talk about how to take action against that at another time. But what I want you to remember, if you don't do anything else during this time frame, before you're able to resolve what's going on with your child who is being kept from you, who has been being manipulated to believe that they don't need to be with you, or they don't need you in their life, or that they don't like you, before you jump to feeling like your child is this awful human being because of the things that they're saying, or you can't believe that they would say those things, or you can't believe that they would pretend that they hate being with you and kick and scream when it's time to come to you, because when they're with you, they have a blast and they have fun and they love being with you, and they're, cuddled up with you and telling you how much they love you and how much they enjoy their time with you. If you cannot believe the things that they are doing and the things that they are saying, suddenly I need you to understand that that child is still your baby. And manipulation is something that can happen essentially to anybody, right? And just because they're being manipulated does not change the fact that they are your baby. And what you have to remember is, once a parent is able to get their claws in your child that loves you, that loves being around you, and that that you're a good parent to, once they're able to get their claws in them and even convince them just a little bit that you are this awful human being, and you've done all these awful things, and that you will do these awful things, it takes more than just a quick drop of a hat or a magic wand, or just taking them away from the other parent to undo that. Manipulation is a real thing, and there are levels to this. There are steps to it. And I see kids in and day out who have been manipulated, and they turn into this whole nother human being, and the parent who is being alienated begins to feel naturally like, well, I can't believe that they're being like this. Like, I've never done anything to them. Why would they be like this? And it's easy to feel like your child is turning on you. But you need to remember that that is not your child. That person, it's like when something takes over somebody that's, beyond your imagination. That's what that is. So don't take it personal. Hold that love for your baby.